The D, man.
Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?
Yo, it's your boy D's Media back again with another video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel on the road to 100K. Today we gonna talk about, man, your boy DD, man, lawyer. And they letting it be known that your boy Vonni was working for the cartel. And man, they done said that man then took a Uber from the crime scene to Lil Durk house. Let's jump straight into it.
Crazy that nobody else is talking about was that when DD's lawyer had his opportunity to speak in the opening statement, and it was said that basically, you know, anything that the other lawyers say, unless people opt out of it, unless Brian Steele and Drew Findling opt out of what DD or Lindsay's lawyer are saying, they all agree with her, said that Vonni was a sophisticated criminal that was part of an international car theft ring, and he had ties to the cartel. Now look, I don't think nothing is snitching. At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. But they're talking about, hey, Vonni has got ties to the cartel. Now, one of the most intense things that we saw today was a very long and extended look at what was going on inside that In-N-Out Burger location after. Now, we saw basically, you know, the alleged hitters along with DD in the In-N-Out. But not only were they in the In-N-Out, they were checking their phones. They were all looking at their phones. At one point, DD put his arm around Jam and showed him something on his phone. It was ages. And I'm not going to lie, we saw the whole footage. It was multiple minutes long. It was a lot. Basically watched them waiting for their whole order in In-N-Out. And what was seriously crazy about that is the whole time they looking shifty. I'm not going to lie, they were low-key looking like people that might have just done something they shouldn't have done. The whole time they in In-N-Out, they looking at their phones, they looking over their shoulders, looking around. They kind of looking mad shifty, looking out the windows as if they thinking, yo, I hope the cops don't turn up any second. That was kind of crazy on its own. But then, like, in addition to that, they all on their phones, they're all looking at their phones, sharing things, looking at each other. Jam's talking on the phone for an extended period of time. It looks a little bit like DD's kind of looking at Jam, sort of like, hey, why are you talking on the phone? But they're all looking at their phones. Everybody was looking at their phones, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Durk looked pretty pissed off when that was going on. I'll be real with you. I feel like he looked you know, a little bit upset. He looked frustrated. He kind of grimaced at certain points. Then they brought up his Amex records showing the, you know, flights had been booked in his Amex account basically after everyone had had their In-N-Out burger. And he kind of, I noticed like a little bit of a grimace from him. So I'm not going to lie, that In-N-Out footage was definitely not a good look. You know, a bunch of guys that allegedly just did a hit. They're all in the In-N-Out burger wearing the same shoes and the same pants that they were wearing in the footage of the hit. And then they all on their phones. Immediately after that, we were then shown the TMZ clip. Obviously, it's, you know, the same incident where after the shooting, the car kind of pulls over at another gas station in Hollywood, and we hear Quando screaming no as Pab is pulled out from the car. It's really, really sad stuff, that clip that we saw on TMZ. Now, they didn't say this yet, but it did give you the impression that perhaps that was what they were looking at on their phones inside In-N-Out, because they said that the TMZ reporter had been dispatched immediately to the scene after Quando was on the street screaming no. That's how it was all captured on video. There were apparently amateur videographers, TMZ reporters, everybody was all there trying to get their little clip. And it's honestly dark, to be honest with you, to think that somebody their friend is screaming no on the side of the street, and people's first thought is to get the camera out and film. TMZ's first thought is to send somebody down there. That's honestly dark. But anyway, it did seem like that might be what they were looking at. And then there was a whole DD had sent tagging Quando Rondo. Now they're saying that actually no, he was just resharing another post, but still didn't look good. And I'll be honest with you, while DD's lawyers was talking, I feel like Durk's lawyers were looking a bit pissed off, because it was like, you making the block hot right now. But I'll let you know all about that in another video. I'll see you soon. Out here outside the courthouse, we got a whole bunch of friends. We made new friends, we made haters along the way, man. There's a whole lot going on out here. But what is going on is that there was some new testimony. The lead detective on the case has been testifying. They gave some more information. We ended yesterday after we kind of heard all of the updates about, you know, we saw the surveillance footage inside the gas station convenience store. We saw the shooting as it happened. But this time we saw a whole bunch of extra stuff, and really we heard a lot about the cars, all right? It was here Durk be talking about we on them cars. Well, apparently they was really on them cars. Now, the BMW that Vonni was driving was hiding 2 blocks away, about 7 minutes walk away, 2 blocks driving from when the murder happened. But what's crazy is we actually heard that it's likely that when Quando Rondo's car fled the scene after the shooting, it might have actually driven right past where Vonni's BMW was hiding. But you know what's even more crazy? It wasn't entirely clear before exactly what was going on. We know that that BMW had gone to and from Durk's house a whole bunch of times, but they revealed Vonni was trying to be slick. He basically allegedly had driven that BMW, all right, from 2 blocks down the street after seeing Quando Rondo's car go past. He went and parked the BMW somewhere in Hollywood, and you know what he did? He then got an Uber directly to Durk's house from where he left the car, and they know where he left the car. So that's not really a great look, to be honest with you guys. That's not looking too good for Vonni. So right after that, all right, that's basically what we ended up seeing was everybody linked up at In-N-Out before Vonni ditched the car. But apparently, quite literally minutes before, as the alleged killers were walking into In-N-Out to go and get a burger, the flights home was suddenly booked. Someone from Durk's team allegedly booked the flight. It was connected to his Amex account, and basically they're saying that the flights were booked and then the killers had it In-N-Out and then they flew back to Chicago. A whole bunch of them together. So that's not really such a great look, all right? It honestly was like pretty intense. I mean, I'm trying to see what else was going on. There was a whole bunch of other interesting stuff, but I'm going to get to it in a different video for you guys. But that's kind of the update on the car. There was a whole bunch of stuff about the car. The cross-examination didn't really yield too much. They tried to say, oh, well, you know, they said at the rental spot, they had a selfie with the guy that runs the rental spot with Durk. They said, well, they had pictures of people with other celebrities, and the detective was just like, I don't remember any of that. And it was like, what were they going to do? Be like, oh, yeah, there was a picture of, you know, I don't know, the rental shop owner with LeBron. Maybe LeBron committed the murder. It's like, yeah, but one of the murder cars didn't end up and go to and from LeBron's house. So it was a little bit of a strange line of questioning. But yeah, they're doing everything they can. And obviously everything's been very controversial since yesterday, that they said, you know, Vonni was blaming everything on Durk. Durk was blaming everything on Vonni. So it's definitely getting a little bit messy. There's a couple of really big updates, and we're all anticipating alleged testimony from OTF Jam. So I'll let you know when that happens. Peace. All right. So
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be honest with you. At this point, he already took a deal, Vonni, to cooperate and take Durk from his family. So at this point, you damn right. He was selling quarter bricks, half of bricks, whole ones. He was selling peas. You know what I'm saying? He was working right up under El Chapo. Vonni had the nickels, the tens. Man, listen, at this point, when a person is trying to take you away from your family, what else is you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Damn little dirt about what the streets going to talk about. Damn about what you said in the past interviews. Whatever you got to say to paint him out, to be a criminal, the mastermind behind this or whatever, to come home, do what you got to do. You know, it's also reported that he fired him in 2023. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to say this, and this is just my personal opinion. I feel like Lil Durk waited a little bit too damn late to get certain people from around him. If he would have had this type of mindset right at the Vine Pass, cut Vonni off, cut everybody off, and just him, India, his kids, his management. You know, he already had armed security and stuff like that. At that time, that's when he should have cut everybody off. But when he tried to get up on that on that rug and pray to Allah, it was too late because the feds was already coming in. Ain't nothing that rug gonna be able to do to help you. You can pray 7-8 times a day. If the feds outside your crib, it don't matter. You can pray one more time. They still gonna kick that door. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, man, he right now is sick to his stomach. His stomach is touching his ass in that chair, man, sitting in that courtroom right now. Jam about to get up on that stand today. He about to talk about all type of bodies that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know, you know, it's a lot of dudes, man, that's really about to go in hot. If Jam get up on that stand and talk about bodies outside of the Lil Pop situation and speak on the Lil Pop situation and been interviewing with them dudes 30 times, and only few of them is recorded, I just feel like, man, a lot of dudes, man, is about to go and hide, man. Because I feel like, man, they was around Jam and ain't no telling what them dudes was doing. You know what I'm saying? And you got this man interviewing with the feds 30-something times and only few sessions is recorded. Vonni, too, had over, or what they say, 5 or 10 interviews with the feds, only few of them recorded. There's no telling what they done told the federal authorities, man. I know for sure it's going to be another indictment and it's going to be another RICO after this trial. I can guarantee you. I could guarantee you Chicago federal authorities and Las Vegas federal authorities, I can guarantee you they working together, man. It's going to be something else that could come from out of this, man. But I just feel like, man, niggas was moving too sloppy. How do you catch an Uber to Dirt House blocks away from the crime scene? Like, that's just dumb. Like, them dudes got control of Amex cards and control of credit cards and all of that. Like, that don't even make sense. Niggas got fired, but they got in control of credit cards, to book flights, get rentals, to know where you stay, all of that. I'm trying to tell you, man, he should have left them niggas alone after Von passed away, man. Rest in peace to Von. Rest in peace to Lil Pop. You know what I'm saying? Condolences go out to everybody, family that's been affected from this event. But when I say he should have left them niggas, at that hospital, man, and did what he was gonna do. And it is what it is, man. Cause it seemed like now that everybody is pointing a finger at Smirk, except for a few real ones. Brown Eyes, Didi, you know what I'm saying? It's a couple real ones you know what I'm saying? That's remained solid, but it looked like everybody else pointing the finger at Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? The same niggas that he was putting on private jets, buying OTF chains for, taking dudes on shopping spree. Y'all seen how India looked leaving that courtroom? She didn't even want to hug Duty Low. She looked sick because she like, y'all trying to take my husband away from his same friends that she probably warned him to stay away from. They probably was arguing all day long in the crib. You keep doing this for them. You keep doing this for Didi. You keep doing this for woo, woo, woo. And then the same niggas telling on them. Man, I'm trying to tell you, you better watch the dudes closest to you. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace, positivity, network growth. Let's save these kids. It ain't never too late. We tore down these communities. Let's build them back up. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
The D, man. Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media. You feel me?